Conditions took a turn for the worse for second practice in Suzuka. In the cold and wet, no one was willing to venture out as the pit lane light went green. A quarter of an hour was gone before the first driver took to the track, and it was seven-time champion Lewis Hamilton. The surface seemingly dry enough for the Briton to try some exploratory laps on the mediums.
It's pretty dry. There's a couple of small spots, but curbs and stuff are a little bit wet.
Okay, copy, yeah, so just be careful on those curbs.
Daniel Ricciardo was another early explorer, and he also gave us a weather update.
Yeah, it's starting to rain more.
Copy that.
The Australian had to sit out first practice in favour of Red Bull Junior driver Ayumu Iwasa. Despite a frustrating start to his season, in which he's been out-qualified by RB teammate Yuki Tsunoda at all three race weekends so far, the Honey Badger has reiterated he remains positive, convinced he can make a good result happen soon. The drizzle continued, but most teams remained unmoved and unwilling to test out the wet weather rubber. With a little over half an hour to go, Oscar Piastri took a set of intermediates out for a spin.
It's not really that wet. Copy that, Oscar.
After his crash in FP1, Logan Sargent was forced to sit out second practice. The damage to his Williams too severe to be rectified in the short gap between Friday's two sessions. It also means the upgrades the American driver was carrying have been binned. When the FW46 makes it to final practice, he'll be running the old spec. Alex Albon led the line for the Grove team, but he also felt the track was too dry for inters and too wet for slicks. It would be a waiting game as the skies cleared. The Kick Saubers did a few installation laps on the inters, and the Haas boys had a go on the slicks.
Coming straight back in, mate.
Yeah, too wet, copy that.
Piastri defied K-Mag's forecast and went top in the dying minutes with a time of 1 minute 34.725. Hamilton put in a late run to nab P2, and Charles Leclerc followed suit seconds later with the third best time. Only 13 drivers had lap times worth noting by the timekeepers, and only 7 of those made it onto the sheets. Tsunoda in P4 had the RB bragging rights over Ricciardo in 5th, Norris was P6 ahead of Sainz, Hülkenberg, Bottas and Ocon complete the top 10 for what it's worth. Joe was given P11 ahead of Albon and Magnussen. Verstappen, Gasly, Perez, Alonso, Stroll and Russell never made it out of the garage. Neither did Sargent, who was never expected to be in the running.